Please help us!
Got us alive! Let's see. Dozen of them, one of me. What's that? Someone there? Just another day being Spider-Man. Nice try! Come over here! Really use some cover!
Heads up!
Whoa! Friendly fire! That was close.
With the You guys look great. I'm just saying. You look great.
Looks like I got some friends too. Avengers, assemble. Bad guy, scatter.
Couldn't have put it better myself, buddy.
What can you see? Keep moving, guys, keep moving. Come on, let's go. This way!
Kamala, put her there. Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome to a whole new episode of Marvel's Avengers. Let me start off by addressing why you guys haven't received content from me on this game, and mostly that's because I haven't obtained a PlayStation 5, or I didn't own a PlayStation 4 and I didn't have a PlayStation 5 for the longest time. And now that I do, I can bring you guys content, but that required changing some of my setup in order to record the game and stream the game the way I wanted to. But I'm getting around to doing that right now as we see fit, or as I see fit, and I should be able to bring you guys content for this game here in the future. I definitely, like I said to you guys, I want to bring you guys Marvel's content across the board and across the spectrum, because I found that it's important, and it's going to lead into some quick discussion that I had right here. Pro cons about this new Spider-Man event that's coming up, where he's releasing as 11/30, is that he is exclusive to the PlayStation platform. So if you own the game on PS4 or PS5, then this is exclusive character for the PlayStation platform. If you own it on Xbox or PC, you will not have access. So while this game will represent a pop for the PlayStation audience, it will not represent a great pop for Xbox or Steam, especially on Steam, where the game is faltering the most. Another one of the reasons why I haven't brought you very much content on it, because playing any of the live service or MMO modes of the game requires other players, and at least in some regards, and the player count on Steam charts is relatively low. We're talking about 500 to 1,000 players at any given moment inside the game. So this is not going to represent a great pop, and even the raid that's coming alongside of this, I don't imagine that is going to bring the player base that you would hope into the game on the PC side. But that was one of the reasons why I knew that there was going to always be a PlayStation focus on the game, because the partnership between Crystal Dynamics and PlayStation, and not to mention, you know, the Spider-Man content that was coming. We do have information that other games are, that other characters are coming. Like, for instance, when the new year releases, we're expecting somewhere in Q1 that we're going to get She-Hulk as a first character. We know from there that we were supposed to get some other characters as well, so it'll be interesting enough to see that. So in that regard, I do plan on bringing you guys some content for this game. Overall, I'm really excited about Spider-Man finally releasing on the PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4, which I own both the titles there. It was one of the primary reasons why I dual purchased the game. Now, I want to get into a really brief discussion about this game in general for you guys, and to let you know why I'm excited about it still. And there are obviously been some shortfalls to do with the game, specifically as of recently. Crystal Dynamics made the egregious error of trying to put in pay-to-win items. You know, they were like consumables that were going to help you level up your characters and so forth like that. faster in that regard, and they removed them after much player backlash. And then previous to that, there was some, there's some big deal in terms of, Crystal Dynamics doesn't quite seem to understand the live service portion of the game as well as you would hope they do, but this is their first live service game, their first real MMO in that regards. But there's been a lot of comparison for this game as well, comparing it to Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, which I find completely unfair. They're entirely two separate games in some regards, and they're similar in other regards, and nobody's really talking about the ways in which they are similar and they both shine, so much so as they're trying to talk about the negativity around the game. If I had to look at the game and judge it overall, I would say that Marvel's Avengers is probably one of the better games on the market currently for the Marvel games genre in general. When the game initially released, you had Black Widow, Captain America, Hulk, Ms. Marvel, Thor, and Iron Man as characters to play with. That was 6 characters on release. In the time since, they've released Hawkeye, Black Panther, and Kate Bishop as well to play. Now, most games, if you were to play them and you jumped on, something like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, you basically have to pay for DLC content. If you played Marvel Future Fight, Marvel Strike Force, Marvel Contest of Champions, or Marvel Future Revolution, adding characters into the game is going to come at a cost. In this game, everything was given to you as a player 100% free, and even better than that is that each character came with its own DLC content, where it was more story driven play that basically helps you accelerate your character, or not helped you accelerate your character, but basically gave you a feeling for the character's place within the universe that Crystal Dynamics was trying to create with their game. That's really cool, because each of those new stories basically told a whole new story for the character, and it addresses a point that, like inside Marvel Future Revolution, we have a major problem with, right? Leveling up characters means going through the same sorry ass content that we were already playing before. I have to play the same exact story mode in that game in order to level up my character. Well, when Kate Bishop was introduced inside this game, guess what? She was introduced with her own story content that you could level her up. When Hawkeye was introduced and Black Panther were introduced, they were introduced with their own story content that kind of placed them inside the universe and told their own story. It's really, really cool. Spider-Man is coming as a heroic event, so he's going to be the first character that doesn't really represent DLC content in the way that the previous 3 characters had, but he is coming to the game nonetheless with some kind of event where it's going to be told for the PlayStation players. That it sucks, I know it does. When I compare the reassemble campaign to something like Guardians of the Galaxy, which I've also played, I still find a really great story-driven game. Meaning that if I took all of the campaign modes between the reassemble campaign, the Kate Bishop and the Hawkeye and Black Panther campaigns, I find I have a story that really fits together, and Crystal Dynamics does a great job of telling a story in general inside this game. Very comparable, in my opinion, to Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is a completely different style of game. It literally tells a story in the BioWare-esque type storytelling system, so you can't really compare the two. It nauseates me to hear people comparing the two at all. Here goes the other big point about why I like this game, and it's the major driving point. It should be the major selling point for any player looking to play something and get that Marvel experience and deal with Marvel IPs and support the game. It's free to play. It's pretty much 100% free to play. You can purchase this game off shelves now for like $29, and you jump in and you get all these items completely free. Like all the campaign content, all the new characters, all of the live service stuff that you constantly replay, you get that 100% free. Even if you were to go inside their marketplace, the things that they're charging you for are costumes. That's it. You're literally paying for costumes. I want to point out something inside here specifically to kind of, let you guys see where I'm going with this in terms of why it's like a big deal to me. If we were to go inside Marvel Future Revolution and we wanted to have Captain America's in-game uniform, they're basically asking you in that game to pay $50 for a mobile platform game, $50 for that costume. And it's a pay to win scenario. Inside this game, they're asking you to pay $15 for a complete 3D AAA style costume that doesn't really change the way you play and doesn't make it a pay to win scenario. You're still playing through the same style content. Every game's repetitive, so I hate hearing people complain about those sort of things. It's in the game. It's just there. That's what they're asking you to pay for inside this game. And you could get away without paying it for any of this because it's literally just up to you in terms of, you know, how you want your character to look, how you want your character to feel. Everybody's still free to level out their characters. So it's interesting. I'm going to have some more videos that I'm going to push out about this stuff in general, but I wanted to kind of just leave it off at that point here. Have you picked up Marvel's Avengers? Have you even played it and jumped in at all? Do you own a console? If you own a console, I feel like that is the best place to play this game. It has the best feel for where this game sets compared to PC. If I'm being perfectly honest, I have played the campaign both on PC and console, and I find the game just plays better in general and feels better to play on the console. So let me know what you guys think about the comment section below. I'm excited to bring you guys content by Spider-Man. I know that's not going to be available to everybody, but I'm still looking forward to bringing to you nonetheless. Until next time, guys, peace.